Okay, a lot of times while I'm fishing and I'm guiding, people ask me all the time, why do you use a blood knot? And there's really a primary place where I use a blood knot, and that's in building leaders. I like to build my leaders with blood knots, except for the area of which I might be utilizing a tag for um, a fly application using multiple flies. And I'm going to show you an example of why I like a blood knot. This is two heavy lines tied together with a blood knot. I'm going to show you this. We're going to get the focus in there. And you can see, look how thin that is and non-obtrusive it is. There's no tags, no nothing. Okay? I really like that. Now I'm going to show you triple surgeons. And there's two things that I don't like about the triple surgeons. One is, and it's especially apparent on heavier line, is the knot doesn't seat all that well, because when you start to pull it tight, it really wants to twist on itself. So you'll see it. A triple surgeon, for example, you go through the hole 3 times, and you start to pull it tight, and it flips, and it starts to look like a figure 8, and you pull more, and it gets tighter. The key is that you have to pull on the tags and the two main lines at the same time, or independently, both tags and both main lines, to really get it to seat. And a lot of times it seats up before it cinches up, I guess you could say, and gets tight before you can actually seat up all the lines and get it to lay flat. And I'm going to show you that in this example here. So if you look at this knot, let's get it to focus. There you go. You can see how it's not seated all that great. Doesn't look good. The other thing is you can see the tags in there. Look how big those tags are. And when you tie that knot, if it's not seated super tight, one thing I always fear is tying those tags, cutting those tags really tight, because if that thing is a little bit loose, I'm going to lose that knot. So for me, those are the two primary reasons why I tie a blood knot. One, I know when it's done, it's really tight, and there is absolutely no tag end sticking out. The other reason that I don't like the tag end is you often end up with weird wind knot scenarios when you're casting, and especially when you're casting like nymph lines where you have heavy bugs and things like that. And what happens is you get a line to cross over like that. And then what happens, that fly line rolls up and boom, hits that tag and causes it to just get into a little bit of a mess, and sometimes not, etc. Maybe that's a figment of my imagination, but I see it pretty often where a lot of my knots, if I get knots and lines with clients, etc., they end up being around the other knots, etc. So big reason for me is I like to be squeaky clean with that blood knot. There's another video online that shows you a quick way to tie that. That's really efficient. So check that out, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks.